Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to install Eclipse Oxygen on a Windows 10 machine. First thing we have to do is make sure that we have the JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Easiest way to find it is just to go to a search browser, type in JDK, and then make sure you're going to the downloads. Now, you should make sure that the site that you're downloading this from is hosted by Oracle. They are the owners of Java and the developers of it. So make sure that's where you're getting it from. Now, in order to get the JDK, you could click here or here, doesn't really matter. And then once you get to this page, make sure that you read through the license and accept it. That's the only way you're going to get it. And make sure that you're choosing it for the appropriate machine. In this case, I'm installing for a Windows 64-bit machine, so I'll be using this. We save that file. And once it saves, we go ahead and we'll install that. But first we have to find it in the downloads folder. So we'll click on that and we'll get to our downloads folder and we just double click on this. Now I'm going to pause it so it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Essentially, don't change any of the settings. Just click yes, next, next, yes, yes, next. You know how this goes, right? So make sure you go ahead and do that, and I will restart the video at the end of my installation as well. Once you've installed successfully, you could look at the API documentation and whatnot, but I'm assuming at this point you're probably a newer programmer, and I wouldn't necessarily worry about that next step. I'll just go ahead and close this. Now, in order to get your Eclipse, just go to a search engine, type in Eclipse, and I would go directly to Eclipse IDE downloads. However, for some reason that wasn't available to you, just click on the main link here and we can go to downloads and we can see that we have the Eclipse Oxygen download 64-bit. Now, the website changes a lot for Eclipse because they're constantly updating their products and offerings, so it might be a little bit more difficult than this to find. However, just make sure you're picking the correct one for your particular needs, and then you click download and we'll wait for that to download. I'll pause my video real quick. Alright, now that I have this downloaded, I'm back in my downloads folder and I'm going to go ahead and click on that installer there. Now, you want to make sure that you're getting the IDE for Java developers. By the way, IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, so Integrated Development Environment. And this is just for the regular ones. We don't want the Enterprise Edition, or do we want any of these other ones for right now. And then we'll go ahead and we can install it. If you haven't read through these before, it might be a good idea to. I'm going to pause my video so you don't have to watch the green bar slowly scrape across the screen. Now it's installed and I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Now, once it does open up, make sure that wherever your workspace is, it's somewhere that you're not going to delete it, need the space. I usually like to put mine directly on the C drive, just a matter of preference. Also make sure that as you begin, don't click on this button, use this as a default, because chances are you're going to continue to build these different projects and you really don't want to have to deal with going back and fixing your mistake of directing to one folder all the time. So just don't select that. And then let's go ahead and just launch this. And that way you can see what this looks like as soon as we open it up. All right, once you open up this window, we'll expand this. You can see that Eclipse does a pretty good job of trying to support you as you learn through Eclipse. I will be creating tutorials for Oxygen as well. So there's different ways to do it. Mine are pretty visual, so you'll be able to follow along with that if you'd like to. But these tutorials and stuff are pretty helpful as well. So don't hesitate to do that. But in order to actually program here, we're going to need to eventually close this. And then you have your IDE window, your Package Explorer, your main programming window here, and you can see you have other windows and stuff where your console will end up popping up when you do console applications. So that's the basic gist. Hopefully you've got it installed. If not, send some comments down below if you need some help, and we'll make sure that you're up and running in no time. Good luck.